Yahya al Aridi is the spokesman for the Syrian Negotiation Committee, and he joins me now from Geneva with more. Mr. al Aridi, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour. First off, right off the bat, I have to ask you, how hopeful are you that this will lead to a much anticipated peaceful resolution to the 8-year conflict? And in the words of the UN Special Envoy, quote, a door opener to a political process?
Well, good evening. We are relatively hopeful after those long years of pain for Syria. At last, there is a door opener. There is somebody who is interested and who is serious about launching or starting a peace process with this with this step, which is the Constitutional Committee. Hoping that all the other issues in 2254, the UN Security Council resolution, would be tackled. There are many obstacles from the very beginning. There is a side, which is namely the regime, which has selected the military option, and which has proven to be very fatal and didn't lead to any kind of solution. We in the opposition, in the SNC, Syrian Negotiations Commission, we have adhered and committed ourselves to the implementation of this resolution into a political process. And we hope that this Constitutional Committee would be a positive, good and hopeful step towards getting Syria back to life.
Okay.
This is what we hope for, and we hope that all the sides, the 150 people who are meeting in Geneva the day after tomorrow, would put Syria as a priority, would put Syrians as a priority, that they deserve a human, decent, and dignified life.
Okay. Help me shed some light into this Constitutional Committee. We know that there's going to be 150 members. What's the composition like of this committee, and what type of majority is going to be needed to agree on a particular item? Because Sarah Firth, who was reporting from Gaziantep, said was quoting the words of the Special Envoy, saying he was hoping for a consensus, but sometimes a majority would do.
Well, the committee is structured into 3/3, 50 from the opposition, from the SNC, 50 from the regime, and 50 from the civil society. This composition was made by consensus by different parties, actually, internationally. As you know, that Syria's case is a very weird one. Everybody interferes in Syrian affairs. And now, for any resolution to pass, that is to be put, or any article in the Constitution to be to see success, and requires a vote of 75% of the 150. That is, it requires 113 people if it is subjected to voting. Otherwise, things would be done in consensus, in agreement. There could be between the three parts. All Syrians would agree on passing a particular article. If there's a problem, if we are stuck somewhere, there is also the interference of the UN envoy as a facilitator of the process. And we hope that everybody would put, as I said, Syria as a priority on top of everything. As such, we could come up with results that could again bring Syria back to life.
Okay, so you say that you need at least 113 members from this 150 to actually put an article into the Constitution. The question is this committee going to draft a completely new Constitution, or are they going to put amendments into the existing Constitution?
Well, we are concerned with basically content, and the outcome is definitely going to be a new Constitution. There are things that are in the the present Syrian constitution, which is called the 2012 constitution, that nobody differs about, nobody quarrels about. For instance, if you talk about freedom of press, everybody would agree on that. If you know, if you say that no martial law is imposed without the consent of the People's Assembly or the Parliament. Or if you say those things, these are found in all sorts of constitutions. But for instance, if you talk about the separation of authority or power, there could be certain problems. In the present constitution, the president is in control of the legislative, the administrative, the executive, the legal, the army, all these things. And probably this is one of the reasons why Syria has gone through all this tragedy, because there's one person deciding everything about the future and about the destiny of 23 million people. And that is illogical and that's not normal. What we are going to work on is to create a constitution, one that would live up to the expectations of Syrians who deserve to have their rights, to have their freedom, to be in democracy, and to live as other human beings, dignified human beings live.
Okay. The Syrian Negotiation Commission, Yahya al Aridi, thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour. Great to get your valuable insights, sir.